how has COVID impacted research, as a master student and also as a PhD student? How has COVID impacted research? That is what we are going to be talking about today. All right, my name is Peter Isistele. I'm a PhD student at the University of Alberta in Canada. So if this is your first time coming to my channel, you're welcome. So here in this channel, we talk about everything, PhD research, applying for grad school, student supervisor relationship, funding, and all, everything that will really help you, really succeed in your PhD program, your research program, and also in your grad school application. So COVID-19, how has it impacted research? So I came in 20, started my PhD in 2020, January, and then in March, COVID all came, and then it really, put a pause in a lot of things. So how has it impacted research? So I would say to a very large extent, COVID actually impacted a lot of research. So especially when it just started, there was a lot of restriction. People have to quickly start working from home, and then, as we began to kind of gain control over the situation, and then so professors started applying for exemption in order to be able to work in the lab, and then those already had projects that started up, that were like at the middle of something they couldn't stop, had to finish it up, and then some other people had to shut down. We had to shut down for some time in order to be able to, come shut down, to kind of get control of the situation and then come up again. So basically, I was working from home for a very long time because before we got exemption to return back to lab, and then in the middle of the COVID as well, we also had to do some animal work. Had to do some animal training, so with all of this social distancing and some of this limit, the number of persons that can be in the elevator. So there was kind of restriction in the number of people that can be in the lab at the same time. So instead of maybe if your lab used to take like, 6 people, then most of the time it was reduced to like 3 or 2. Then labs now have to kind of do a schedule for people to come to the lab. So it was really a very sad experience, but at the end we just have to, at least be able to still do something about it, and it was really very challenging for new people, I would say, personally for me. Starting up, in the lab, you're just getting to know the lab and kind of see how it works, how things work, trying to get used to people, and then COVID came, there's nobody around, and the only people I knew them were people that I met in the first few months before COVID hit. So I would say, there was a lot of challenges associated with that, and even it affected a lot, with international students as well that were not able to travel. It was a very great big impact as well, because most of the professors, they were, really looking for students that are already in Canada, because they don't have to, there was a lot of travel restrictions, so they didn't really want to put themselves in that tight spot of having to wait for 1.5 years or 2 years before they get to see their students. So that is it. So they were mostly focusing on, students around, students in Canada. So if you're sending email in 2020, early, maybe in March, April, May, till late August, and you were not hearing from professors, basically that was the reason. They really wanted to focus on students that are already in Canada. So a lot of things moved online. So school classes, moved online. A lot of meetings. We used to do like seminars before. There's a seminar room, but everything has to move online. All of the presentations normally do and usually in person. All of those things moved online. We used to do lab meeting in person. Everything, all the lab meetings moved online. It was But it's okay. It's okay. At least we are getting control over the situation now, so it's much better now. But I would say, it really had a lot of impact in research. It slowed down a lot of things. People that had, ongoing experiments to finish up their PhD or their masters were stuck, so they had to kind of find alternative on how to work, and then people that already had experiments done, and then they were only analyzing their data, so it was very, very easy for them to cope, because they just have to build their computer anywhere they are, and then they can analyze, and run analysis all around. So but this year, the restrictions are, beginning to start getting lifted. So, full, full, full research is about to start, coming up again. So, if you're interested to do a master's or PhD, I think, these are also opportunity to start thinking of, emailing emailing professors or supervisors, in order to, get acceptance and see how it works. I know that a lot of professors, actually applied for COVID grant, based on the experiment or the research that they're doing. They apply for grant to see if they can do some work on COVID. So those are going to be coming forth, as time, especially when maybe sometime between now and the end of this year, sometime next year, you're going to be seeing a lot of research in COVID related areas, because the government is also doing some investment in that area. And then another thing is that, during the COVID as well, a lot of people started writing, their papers, writing review of literature, so you don't just stay bored at home. So, you read, you write review of literature, critically analyze, some papers, and then, publish, so it was really very, very fantastic and amazing. So, but we're getting better. So we're getting better. But there is nothing like in-person lab work, in-person research. When you're there, you can meet people, make friends and talk to people and all that. So, sometimes I go out of the university, it used to be very busy, but now there is nobody walking around. So it was really, sometimes it's very, disheartening, to see anybody around, but we just have to, accept things the way they are. So that's pretty much how COVID has impacted research, and then things is actually getting better. All right, thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time watching my video, just do it to hit the subscribe button, so that whenever I release new videos, you'll be the first to get notified of my videos. So if you're a student in Canada or an international student, how has COVID affected your pursuit or your journey to your coming to Canada or starting your master's or your PhD? Just leave the question in the comment section, or you leave the comment in the comment section, and then I'll be able to respond as soon as possible. And then if you need any assistance, any question you want to ask, leave it in the description, in the comment section. Once again, thank you for watching this wonderful video. I will see you in my next video. Thank you.